Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Final Fantasy X HD Remaster. This is it, the final video, final battle, final series of battles, maybe I should say. All going to be extremely easy. I will go over the strategies, for maybe people, or for, I guess people that aren't as maybe as powerful as my characters are here. Again, I did go with the the full stats or max stats prior to coming here, so again, this is going to be a bit of a joke, but yeah, I think that the ending of the game is pretty amazing. Again, I know I've said it in earlier videos, but Final Fantasy X is still my favorite in the entire series. I feel like Final Fantasy XIII has really been growing on me over the years as well, but I still think that 10 is my favorite. But yeah, so the first kind of part here. So again, keep in mind this is pretty much the point of no return here. Once you interact with this, whatever is this, like a portal type thing here? There is no going back, and so just be aware that this is it. There's some treasures, I suppose, also on the inside here. They will be pointless. Yeah, got celestials, and the grid's completely full, so anything that we would get here is not going to be worthwhile. As far as preparation for the final battle, really you want to have some sort of protection against petrification is, I think, the worst of the stats that can be inflicted. I think I went with my Yojimbo farming set, which was break HP limit ribbon, and then auto haste, and then I think auto protect. So here the goal is to get to the crystals and avoid the icicle looking things. I always forget. I think these would be kind of considered. Well, they're not really stalagmites, right? Because they seem to be. They look like ice. But yeah. Anyways, clunk. So anytime we get hit or we run into one of the icicles, we'll have a battle here, which I'm just going to run from. There's no reason to stick around for these. And then I noticed, of course, that I was still equipped with my no encounters sword, and so that was a good idea to swap that. Wow, I got looks like I get hit by 2 icicles there. Should have been a game over, in my opinion. Poor play. But all right. Anyways, let's deal with this ghost. Yeah. So, anyways, like I said, definitely my favorite game. The final, series of battles here is going to be extremely easy. I think I actually did just for fun. I summoned the Magus sisters at some point. And then I realized that was the first time I had used them in this playthrough, because I have all of my summons set to short, and so the animation or the full animation doesn't normally play, but here it does, because again it was the first time I had summoned them. In hindsight now, I also wish that I would have triggered their overdrive, but yeah, I didn't do that. I don't remember actually what their overdrive looks like now, right off the top of my head. So yeah, again, I kind of wish I would have done that, but oh well, it is what it is. Last night, before I went to bed, I actually made a video of all of the Ject. I guess there's only one Orin, and then there's only one Braska spheres, but I did like a chronological kind of collection of them, and I really liked that one. I actually considered tossing in what would it have been? Oren's memories, sort of at the end, right? And kind of the scenes there in Zanarkand of them, sort of at the end of Braska's pilgrimage. And yeah, I still kind of wish I would have done that, but I wanted to keep it a video of just the spheres. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of regret not throwing in kind of like the final scenes with those three. Yeah, I don't. There's always just something that I love about kind of going back and seeing how Oren behaved. I mean, and Jecht as well. Braska is I feel like kind of what you would expect from him. And I feel like is very similar to Yuna, or she is very similar to him. Maybe I should say. But yeah, and then I mean, even Titus is in some cases a lot like Jecht, especially when it comes to the Chocobo Eater. And it's funny, Ornan and Braska, the way they speak with Jecht is very similar to kind of how everybody speaks with Titus, because they're so new to the world and they don't really understand anything, about Spira, and so they kind of teach Jecht and his son. Okay, not really sure. So I must have gone in here to check the different equipment that I got, and as I said, I mean, this stuff is pointless. We've already got all this. We've got the Celestials, and my armor is solid. So, yeah. I mean, honestly, who gives a rip now at this point? Yeah, all junk.
You're late, Auron. I know. Hey. Huh? You got tall, but you're all bones. You eating right, boy? You've really grown.
Yeah, but you're still bigger.
Well, I am Sin, you know.
That's not funny.
Well, then, I mean, you know. Let's end this.
Dad,
Yeah.
I hate you.
I know. You know what you have to do.
Yeah,
I can't hear the hymn so well anymore. Pretty soon I'm gonna be Sin, completely. I'm glad you're here now. One thing, though. When it starts, I won't be myself anymore. I won't be able to hold myself back. I'm sorry.
That's enough! Let's finish this, okay?
You're right. Well then, let's go.
I promise this will be quick. Hit me with all you got, Dad.
All right, let's do it. So this is it. Well, not really. This is like a series of what is it? It ends up being like 10 battles or something like that. But yeah, very very easy. One of the things I guess to know that is you can talk to Jekt. Basically, actually, what you want to do is, that's really only useful once once his overdrive is basically maxed out. You can use Titus to talk to Jekt, which removes all of his overdrive and basically resets it. So, it doesn't end up being useful for me because I'm just gonna one shot him here, but yeah, at least something to keep in mind for I guess people that haven't, powered themselves up quite as much. A couple of other things here. So again, he can actually petrify. Let's just see here. So eject beam apparently is the name of that, and inflicts petrification. Yeah, it does damage as well though. So it's one of those deals too. Just are a lot like Daigoro, where if you take too much damage, it won't just petrify you; it'll destroy you as well. So again, make sure that you I guess keep that in mind. Petrification, reduction or defense is kind of the way to go here. He can be silenced. You can toss darkness on him. You can poison him, zombie him. Power, magic, armor, mental break, and then actually provoke as well. Wow, looks like poison only does 1% damage though. Okay, so that's pretty much worthless. Also, so his overdrive is called Triumphant Grasp, which it says heavy damage. 2 hits. Well, that's interesting. To a character that's not petrified. Huh, okay. Against Aeons, he will do Jekt Bomber instead, which deals about 4k damage. I suppose that must be if your stats are kind of bad. Let's see here. Oh, and then, yeah, the Pagodas will heal him for 1.5k per turn. And the other one removes status ailments and boosts his overdrive gauge. Yeah, so again, I would say, you know, petrification, protection is really your best defense. But, yeah, so I one-shot him there. And at that point, so he pulls a crazy sword out from, yeah, from inside his chest. And then here, of course, I'm just going to wreck him with Mindy and her Pasado. Eat it. I think he only actually has 120,000, so, you know, pretty easy.
You'll cry. You're gonna cry. You always cry. See? You're crying.
I hate you, Dad.
Save it for later.
Right. We've got a job to do, don't we?
Good. That's right. You are my son, after all.
You know, for the first time, I'm glad to have you as my father.
Sir Jack, I should...
No! Yuna! There's no time!
You stay away!
Yuna, you know what to do. The Aeons!
We Aeons.
Call them!
Call us. Yes. Here it comes.
Yuna!
Okay, so at this point we will summon all of the Aeons. I think I just did them in order. You know, pretty easy stuff. The funny thing is, too, you can actually can actually still summon your Aeons against your other Aeons. So, I don't know, kind of interesting. This won't be, particularly difficult. The Aeons will, they don't quite have the stats that they would normally have while, I suppose if they were indeed our own. I think they have like significantly less luck, for instance. And also they won't have the abilities that you or we have taught them. So, I guess take that as for as you will. Veilfor will be able to delay your turns by using sonic wings if it lives long enough. Of course, it didn't there. And I think that's how this kind of goes for most of these summons here. I think I just one-shot most of them. Let me just see here. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, we'll talk a little bit more, I feel like, about kind of the ending sequence. I think that, that there's obviously the callback there where Titus, rushes to Jecht, or I guess, he's holding Jecht in, he says, Jecht is kind of like playfully saying, you're going to cry, And, of course, then Titus says, I hate you, Dad. And that's, that's a callback from when, Titus's mother is speaking with him about Jack's disappearance. And, Titus says something to the effect of, good, I'm glad that he's gone. And she, says, well, if you never get to see him again, you'll never get to tell him how much you hate him. And so... now, of course, that's kind of come full circle, and, obviously we have indeed found him, and Titus was then able to say, I hate you, which I take to actually mean that, he's really actually saying he loves him. But yeah, definitely a touching ending, I think, for their relationship. I think in some ways, again, I think if you read between the lines, they've more or less reconciled, and Titus understands. I think often through the spheres that Jecht left behind, and gave, I think, Titus a different view of his father than, I think what he thought of when he was a kid. But also, as Orin describes at one point, Jecht did change. He wasn't necessarily the same guy that that Titus knew, and not necessarily the same man that he was. Jecht, what was when he arrived in Spira. For one thing, I think one of the big changes was that he quits drinking after the incident with attacking the shoe puff. And yeah, I think that's a big inflection point for Jecht, where, and he even admits, he says for one thing, he I assume at that point, having traveled enough with Braska and understanding how important Braska's mission is, and then on top of that, Jecht saying that, if my wife and son found out about this and how I behaved, they wouldn't forgive him. And so, again, I think that probably is one of the bigger aspects to, or makes it really obvious that he indeed, was changing. So I think that was, a really good, explanation of those kind of themes. And, in some regards, Titus changing as well. He's started as somebody who doesn't understand Spira really at all to, really, I think, coming into his own, in his role as a guardian, and kind of breaking this cycle of summoners, sacrificing themselves. And I think that in a lot of times, I think it requires somebody, kind of a new set of eyes to look at a problem, to be able to, think of a different solution maybe than some of the other people have considered. I mean, Lulu, Waka, I guess even sort of Orin, although not quite Orin. I think Orin, recognizes that, something needed to change as well. He admits in his little kind of his flashback there after defeating Unalesca that he wanted to change things, and he realized at that point that he didn't. He wasn't successful in changing what was happening, and so again I mentioned this kind of on the way to Xanarkin, but Orin has a he's one of few people that can live a life and fully fix, I suppose, sort of the mistakes that he's made, and not everybody gets a second chance in the way that he did. So again, I think that I think from it's just I mean that had to be kind of a trip for Orin to be able to again fix the sort of mistake that get a second chance at it that and he does. I think that he was a big part of I guess making sure that Yuna doesn't share the same fate as Braska. So all right, anyways, where are we at here? Anima? So it looks like we've probably just got the Mega Sisters left. Is that right? I should see here. Oh, nope, my bad. Forgot Yojimbo. Weird order. I mean, technically you can get Yojimbo before Anima, so seems like a weird decision to put him after Anima. But whatevs. Fair enough. Okay, so I guess the idea behind all of this, if I'm understanding things correctly here, is that by summoning the Aeons, Yu Yevon possesses them, which we then can kill them, defeat them, and as we do this with all of them, then they are apparently destroyed, and Yu Yevon will not have anywhere to go. I think there's always a little, or I've got a little, I think, confusion as to exactly what's happening here. Like, okay, Yu Yevon possesses the Aeons, but what if we don't ever summon the Aeons? Then what? Then what happens? Why don't we just defeat Yu Yevon? I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's I think one thing that I've always kind of questioned, and I don't quite understand. And then on top of that, okay, the Mega Sisters here are 3 different summons, but yet, what, he splits off and possesses all 3 at the same time? I don't know. Again, I have questions. Yeah, watch this. And boonk. Oh wait, what? Oh, what? Okay. Video game logic, I guess. All right, let's. There we go. Now Yuna can't summon anymore, right? Because we are completely out of Aeons. Oh, boom! Take that. Yuna over here with the big hits. Alright, that's that. Now, we should be able to take on Yu Yevon. Yes. Who is apparently just a gigantic wood tick, which is disgusting, by the way. I like that we're fighting on Jek's gigantic sword, too. That's actually pretty cool. That's how I want to fight the final battle. I just want to be on a gigantic sword.
Everyone? This is the last time we fight together. Okay?
Huh?
What I'm trying to say is, after we beat you, Yevon, I'll disappear.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying goodbye.
Not now.
I know it's selfish, but this is my story.
Okay. So I still have yet to do this, but if you're not able to just one-shot him here with, 99,999 damage, you can inflict a zombie on him because he will keep healing himself. Which, or he'll attempt to keep healing himself and just kill himself. Again, but you have to put zombie on him. Otherwise, you can cast Reflect on him, which will bounce his cure spells back and onto us. So that's another option. But otherwise, just be really, really overpowered and one-shot him. So, all right, that is that. That is you, Yevon. Very, very easy. Pretty anticlimactic, I think. But that's what happens when you're max stats, I guess.
Don't stop.
But I...
It's all right. It's been long enough. This is your world now.
Yuna, I have to go. I'm sorry I couldn't show you Xanarkand. Goodbye.
Hey!
We're gonna see you again!
Yuna!
Everyone has lost something precious. Everyone here has lost homes, dreams, and friends. Everybody? Now, Sin is finally dead. Now, Spira is ours again. Working together. Now we can make new homes for ourselves. And new dreams. Although I know the journey will be hard, we have lots of time. Together, we will rebuild Spira. The road is ahead of us, so let's start out today. Just one more thing. The people and the friends that we have lost. No dreams left for them. Never forget them.
All right, everybody, that is it. I'm going to let the credits play, and, I would say stick around if you want to see the final scene or fast forward to it. But again, now this is probably like the 20th time I've gone through the game, and I love it every time. Again, still my favorite of all the Final Fantasy series, and it's funny, too, because then it's funny because of how little I care for 10-2. I don't know, just it never really grabbed my attention very well. So, but yeah, that was it. As always, though, I hope the guide was useful, fun, entertaining. And yeah, hope people enjoyed it as much as I always enjoy doing them. So, as I said, I'll let the credits play here, and hang around if you want, or fast forward to the final scene, which I really like. So, all right, as always, hope the guides were helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.